Chris, thank you very much. Chris Fawkes there, and that is the BBC News at 1. Now on BBC One, we'll join our colleagues for the news wherever you are. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to Look North, the main news from our region this lunchtime. We hear about a new call to get all asbestos removed from our schools and public buildings within the next 40 years. And we meet the visually impaired players experiencing the fun and freedom of blind baseball. Good afternoon. A woman from Leeds is backing calls for asbestos to be removed from all public buildings after being diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. Rose Hall is now 64, but as a young girl, there was asbestos found in her school. Well, the Health and Safety Executive says that around 5,000 people are dying from asbestos exposure every year. The government says the substance is safe as long as it isn't damaged. I've been to meet Rose to find out more.
It's changed me completely. Yeah, it's taken a lot of my confidence away. I'm not the person that I used to be. I'm lonely. But it was scared.
Rose is a devoted grandmother. She was an estate agent working all over Leeds, but recently she's had to give that up as she got the devastating news that she has incurable cancer.
It's hard to think I have to live with. Knowing that I'm never going to be cured. And it has... I can't.
Rose is 64 and is only now feeling the effects of the hazardous substance she was decades ago as a schoolgirl. Rose has mesothelioma, which is directly caused by asbestos.
Asbestos is a strange and paradoxical substance. The packing in your radiator might be asbestos.
It was widely used from the 50s to the 70s. It was thought to be life-saving, as it can extinguish flames and is stronger than steel. But in 1999, it was banned. It was then discovered that inhaling asbestos when it's damaged can lead to fatal lung diseases.
We've still got more than 80% of schools containing asbestos, which of course is in the process of degrading. Under the current building programme, it will take 400 years to rebuild every school in England. To think that in 400 years' time we might still have asbestos in buildings really is completely unacceptable.
Records show that 5,000 people are dying each year from illnesses related to exposure to this dangerous substance. People like Rose, who was unknowingly breathing it in while studying at school.
And it's a worry to know that the children are in the schools where there's this substance that is causing this awful disease.
The government says asbestos is generally safe to be left in place. Where it does need to be removed, they say they'll work closely with responsible organisations. But now a coalition of trade unions, along with legal experts, have written to political leaders calling for a 40-year commitment to removing it. Rose says our children should no longer be put at risk. In other news, a murder investigation has been launched following the death of a man in Calderdale. Just after 3:30 yesterday afternoon, police received reports that a man had been stabbed in Pleasant View in Midgley. Emergency services found a man in his 50s with serious injuries. He was given medical attention at the scene but was pronounced dead a short time later. A man's been arrested and inquiries are continuing. Payments are due to be made to residents in Rotherham this week whose properties were flooded by Storm Babette. Around 180 homes were flooded there, Catcliffe being one of the worst hit areas. Well, last week, Rotherham Council announced it would be giving grants. All flooded households across the borough are to be given a total of £500. A candlelit vigil has been planned by Sheffield Steelers fans this weekend. It's after Nottingham Panthers ice hockey player Adam Johnson died when he suffered a serious cut to his neck from a skate in a game against the Sheffield Steelers. Well, Steelers supporters will meet outside the Sheffield Arena for the vigil on Saturday night to pay tribute to Johnson.
It's becoming one of the fastest growing sports in the UK for the visually impaired. Blind baseball isn't just incredible to play, it's also amazing to watch as players with impaired and even no sight get the chance to bat, field and sprint between bases. Carla Fowler's been to meet members of the Sheffield Strikers.
At a blind baseball training session in Dinnington, members of the Sheffield Strikers honed their skills. The team was founded by Jordan Hales. He lost his sight at just 25 and initially struggled to adapt. But now he wants other visually impaired people to experience the freedom of this sport and the confidence it can bring.
You get to bat, you get to run, you get to field, and also you get to throw as well to the second base catcher. So it's just all different elements to it, which makes it exciting. And also it's very inclusive. There's people in our group that have suffered strokes and have mobility issues, but they're still able to bat, still come week in, week out, and nothing matters. Everyone's just included, and that's one of the things that I love about it.
The balls have bells inside to give their location and direction. Players hit the ball into an area half the size of a normal baseball diamond, then have to run the bases and beat the fielders, just like in a regular game. But here, each base has a unique sound and a helper on it. Naman lost his sight through meningitis and thought his sporting life was over.
I lost my sight 2 years ago, and to be honest, I lost hope when I came back out of hospital. I was there for 7 months and I got introduced to baseball, and something fired up in me, and I was egging everyone on, getting that positive vibes in, and Jordan decided, right, he's found it, he's captain now.
This month, Jordan and Naman represented Great Britain in the Blind Baseball European Championships. They brought a bronze medal home. Charities like the Sheffield Royal Society for the Blind have helped with support and funding, recognising the life-changing potential of sports like this.
The freedom they get from being able to run or just hitting the ball, and like say, you've seen the guys, they field extremely well these days. It's fantastic. Give it a go.
It's all about the sound, and you have to concentrate so hard. But I'm gradually improving, so and beginning to really enjoy it.
I'll actually be on OAP in 2 weeks' time, but I still like to compete against these young ones.
One of the only sports in the world to involve free running with no guide, blind baseball is the ultimate test of speed, skill and spirit. Carla Fowler, BBC Look North, Dinnington.
Oh, great. Although I'm not sure it's the weather for outdoor sports. Paul, do we need to be worried about this storm?
No, the stormy conditions way to the south. I mean, it's just going to be unpleasant. More wet and windy weather, of course. If you watched North last night, you'd have realised that we had the wettest October on record, and there's a lot more rain to come. We'll have to keep an eye on that through the first half of November. This afternoon, though, it's a brighter prospect with sun intervals and scattered showers. That storm Kieran bringing wind and rain over the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. The next system, bit of uncertainty about the positioning of this, but it could bring more rain up late on Saturday, and it leaves Sunday a bit of a respite, a drier, brighter day with some sunshine. Now there's the latest radar picture. The overnight rain well out of the way. We have got a few showers now moving in from the southwest, so although skies are definitely brighter, there will still be a lot of cloud, and don't be surprised if you come across a few showers. We'll see top temperatures a bit milder than yesterday, coming in at 14 Celsius, that's 57 Fahrenheit. So a bit of a respite this evening. It becomes dry for a time, but then we see heavy rain courtesy of storm Kieran, some persistent rain in there as well. There is a warning in place. Of course, the land is quite saturated, temperatures around 5 or 6 degrees. And then for tomorrow, it looks a generally cloudy day. There'll be showers or some longer outbreaks of rain. Some dry slots are expected too, as you can see from the graphics. But some heavy bursts of rain never far away, so unpleasant at times with highs of 11 or 12. That's the forecast, Hannah.
Thanks, Paul. Tom Ingle is back at 6:30. We will see you then. Have a very good day.